Hi, this is Jonathan Little from LittleLabs. We're out of Los Angeles, California. And I want to talk a little bit about the Ivog, which is our latest hardware version of the Vog. It's also available, of course, in a version that's you can plug into the API 500 series rack, and it's also available as a universal audio plugin. The Ivog does have the advantage of its standalone. You don't need to plug into a rack, but the circuit topology is identical to the API 500 series, with one exception. You also have an instrument input on the front, which is not really meant to be a DI, but it is capable of doing a DI job. It has a 3.32 meg input impedance, so it's a very high input impedance. But let me get into a little quick history of the Vog. The Vog was originally designed for voiceover work, and if you wanted to sound more heft to your voice, most of the time you would get right on the microphone. The problem with getting right on the microphone is you actually lose intelligibility, and also you end up spitting on the microphone. This allows you to get off the microphone a little bit and actually dial in the chest resonance of the individual who is either singing or doing voiceover work. And then you can dial in the amplitude, and it has such a high Q, which is a very narrow peak on it, that it works like a magnifying glass to that low end. So that was what it was originally designed for, and hence the name Voice of God. Like Don LaFontaine was a very famous voiceover artist, and he had the nickname Voice of God. But this is the product, the Voice of God. But further on, we found that it sounded amazing on kick drums, on tom-toms, any bass material. It's especially popular with the dance community for really a boom, 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 thumping low end. But what's great about it is that because it's a high-pass filter at the same time, you're doing two things. You're cutting off the deep bottom while you're increasing the bottom that you want to hear, so you're not launching woofers into the crowd. But it really can get a mix pumping. It can be wired for stereo, unbalanced, or it can be balanced mono. It has XLR ins and outs, and it has TRS ins and outs, and of course the instrument in with the 3.32 meg input impedance and at 10 decibels of gain make it convenient for people who want to just plug their bass in and fool around with it. And you can do some pretty incredible stuff with it on a bass, especially on a passive pickup bass like a Fender P bass or something.